children that like that too.
Got Sierra and Jamal. They about to take their pictures in a minute. All right.
8 years USA Amateur Boxing Team in 2018 and 19. In 2019, Sierra won 3 national titles and a gold medal in the international games.
Zoom in on that.
In time, you'll find the way.
All right. Today I'm out here at the Pigskin Awards with Tiare Martinez. You got the Under Armour Boxer of the Year.
Yes.
Also received the Pigskin Awards tonight. Talk about that.
It's honoring that I'm getting recognized by all these awards and everything. It's honoring.
How did you get started with boxing?
My brothers, and because I was like chubby, so my dad put me in it. I never really wanted to do anything until my first fight. When I had my first fight and my first sparring, it was overwhelming, but honestly, it's like I could get all my anger out in a good way instead of like in the streets. That's why I love it so much.
No, just going back and thinking when you first got started with boxing to where you are now, Under Armour Boxer of the Year. How was that road for you to get to this point?
It was tough. I'm gonna say that now. It was tough, and not a lot of people could take that road. In the beginning, I used to lose a lot, and it was just so like, you know, you don't like to lose. So when I first started, it was like I don't want to do this no more, cause like I'm losing. Like what am I gonna get out of this? Until my first fight that I won, and I just thought, dang, you could actually win in this sport. Like it was a good feeling, and I always wanted that feeling. So that's why I continued, because that feeling just made me feel something that I just needed to keep going.
Now, one of the things I heard you talk about before is Lomachenko is one of your favorite
Yes.
favorite boxers.
Favorite boxer, yeah.
What is it about him, and what do you take from him that to incorporate that with your skills?
So a lot of people, they look at boxers because of like how good they are. I look at their skill. His feet is amazing, and that's what I look at. I look at defense and I look at feet. And his feet, no one has feet like him. And his head movement, nobody has it. So that's why he's my favorite boxer, because I'm big on my footwork. So I take a lot off of him. His footwork, amazing.
Now I gotta ask, you just came back from Colorado. What was the experience like, especially having someone that you were familiar with in Jamal Harvey, who's like a brother to you?
Yes.
So what was that experience like?
It was great. We all bonded great. The coaches, we all got along well. It was a good experience. Not everybody gets that experience, especially at my age. Especially being with top-notch fighters. Like, it's just nice. We all get to bond.
You know, in your time as an amateur athlete, have you had a chance to spar with any professional boxers, and what was that experience like?
Yes, Shelly Vincent and Katie Taylor. That experience, it was tough, especially because they're like ranked higher than me, but it was a good experience because I get to see new things, learn new things.
You know, one of the things that you talked about after boxing, that you really did not want to become pro, that you actually want to be either a nurse or a police officer. Talk about that. And what was the deciding factor with that?
At first, I didn't want to become a pro because everything that I see. Now you get cut, all this, and the money that girls make, I can make that in a different career. Now, yes, I love to box, but also I go to nursing school. So I have a backup plan, and I can make just as much money as they do in nursing. So I did want to be a police officer. I haven't decided yet. I have like turned my decision thinking that I'm going to turn pro, but right now I'm not so sure yet. I'm just gonna take everything slow. I just didn't want to turn pro because I didn't want to like ruin my face. Even though I know like my defense is good, but everybody's dirty. You're always gonna fight that one fighter that is gonna do something, and then you know, people die. Like it's a lot.
You know, it's interesting that with you talking about that being a police officer, because we actually have a boxer, a professional boxer in our area, Tiare Brown, T-Baby, who's actually a DC police officer and boxes also as well. Have you ever had a chance to speak with her about that?
I haven't got to meet her yet, but we've been working on it. I haven't got to meet her yet.
Okay, I gotta ask, because, you know, in the ring, I've seen your fights. It's almost like controlled anger. Like, where does that come from? Where, like, do you, like, just black out and to
No. In boxing, you can't block out. That's really hard, especially because, like, fighters that black out, it's hard for them because you need to know what you're doing. Because if you black out and you go straight for the kill, you could get hurt. That's a lot in boxing. Now, me, I control my anger. I have a lot of anger in me because of my past. I control it because I need to know what the other opponent's doing. You can't just know what you're gonna do. You have to know what the other opponent's doing so you can retaliate.
What's one of the toughest fight that you had in the amateurs?
The toughest fight, let me think. Probably my one in Poland. It was real nerve-wracking because I'm with Team USA. Now, I can't let them down. I'm fighting for my country. I can't let them down. Now, it was nerve-wracking. So we did have 2 split decisions, and we lost both of them. So I had a split decision my last fight, and that was for gold. Now, I won that decision, but it was really nerve-wracking because that girl pressured me like crazy, and that was my hardest fight. I have to say, that was my hardest fight.
Now, one of your goals is to make the Olympics.
Yes.
That role was probably what, you're looking at the 2024?
2024. I'm too young for the 2020, so.
How is that role going to be for you, incorporating that with going to school also as well? Because the goal is to go to college also as well. So how are you going to incorporate those two
It's
together?
going to be tough. I'm going to do it. I'm prepared. I will be prepared to do it. I just know that that's my goal. That's my one goal, and nothing will stop me. I have my eye on the prize. So that's not going to stop me, but, I mean, I could balance it out. I do it now. So college might be a little bit harder, but I would definitely, even if I have to take online college, I will get it done.
What is it like to be the first lady of Oxon Hill boxing?
It's great. It is great. I love to be a part of Oxon Hill. It's just real to real, because in boxing you have a lot of fake people out there. They're real. They are real, and I haven't met a fake person in Oxon Hill yet. So.
I gotta ask you, one of my signature questions is the toughest thing that you've been through in your life, and how did you overcome it? Because there are teenagers out there who are going through life struggles, many problems that they're going through and suffering with, and they're just looking to find that inspiration and hope.
Yes.
Like you can make it through some of the toughest things that you've been through in your life. Is it something that you could think about that's like I've been through that and like, wow, that's how I overcome it?
When I was little, I was an abused child, and I never thought there would be anything for me. And there's a lot of kids out there that are going through the same thing I went through. Now, you just have to find one thing that makes you happy. That's what I did in boxing. I was introduced to boxing by my dad. Now, not a lot of, like, you just have to look for that one thing that is gonna make you happy. Because there's always something that you could do to change your life. A lot of kids, I like to talk to kids because I've been through what they've been through too. And boxing might not be what you like, but you can find that one thing. And it doesn't have to be a sport, but you will find that one thing that will make you happy.
You know, just speaking of that before we wrap it up, you know, like you were saying, did you have to go to therapy to deal with that, or that's something that you just deal with on your own?
I didn't really do a lot of therapy, but honestly, my therapy was boxing. I went through it. I honestly dealt with it myself. I didn't really think that. I didn't even talk to nobody about it. I was just like a shy kid, and I just never thought like there was like, going to be anything until I actually got into boxing, and it actually made me happy.
Do you mentor any little kids who are probably going through that similar situation?
I talk to kids like in my school, kids that are at my gym. Some of them don't go through what I go through, but there are a lot of kids in my school that do, and I do talk to them about it. Like, and they don't have to open up. You don't have to open up, but just know that I just want them to know that there's a person that is actually doing it, that actually they've been through, and that there's always a pathway. There's always a light that you can take.
I mean, I really appreciate your time tonight. Congratulations
Thank
on getting
you.
the Under Armour Boxer of the Year, Pigskin
Thank you.
Awards tonight. And also, I think you have an endorsement from Nike also as well, correct?
Yes.
You want to talk about that before we wrap it up?
I just got it, so there's not really much to talk about, but it's actually a great feeling that I get another sponsor from Nike.
Appreciate your time.
Oh, and Aquabag.
Oh,
forget them.
yeah, I saw you working the Aquabag.
Yeah, my top sponsor. Can't forget them. Aquabag, they've been by my side since I first started, so yeah.
Anybody you want to shout out before we wrap it up?
My dad, my family, everybody that's been by my side, shout all them out.
All right, on the ropes.
Thank you.
We out.